Hi guys, today I have another layout for you to share, and it's a process video using a Halloween kit that I've had in my stash for quite some time. I believe all these papers and things are from the Imaginisce collection. I think I'm saying that correctly, or Imaginisce maybe. But anyway, so here I'm just picking out the different paper that I'm going to use, and I use a few things from my stash, but basically everything is from this collection. And like I said, I've had this in my stash for quite some time. I am a sucker for Halloween paper. I absolutely love Halloween paper. I seem to just buy tons and tons of it, and I never have enough pictures because we do a lot of Halloween stuff. We just don't take lots and lots of pictures, so I don't need to do like 50 million layouts of of Halloween. But I buy a lot of it because it is just adorable. It's probably one of my favorite themey kind of products. I'm not a big themey person necessarily, but the Halloween stuff is awesome. So here I'm just gutting the piece of black cardstock out, and I'm going to use that as the base, as a outline for the layout. And then I'm using this paper that's kind of a distressed creamy color paper with different color dots that match the collection. And this is photos from my daughter's preschool Halloween party. Every year at preschool, they would get dressed up and parade down the hall and then come up on the stage, and all the parents could come and watch them. So this is her second to last year preschool. The last year, I don't know if they actually did a Halloween costume, but anyway, so this is her second to last year of preschool. And I always enjoyed this, and the kids really liked it too. So it was fun to see all the kids' costumes. There was lots of witches this year, and there's a Captain America, there was a Superman, they had a ninja. I think this is the year that one of the kids also dressed up like a SWAT person. I can't remember if this is the year or not, but there's lots of witches, and my daughter was a witch this year, and her costume, she's kind of in the middle. She's got the green and black striped stockings. So here I'm just kind of layering up the different papers. I really like the little faces on this this black paper. It looks kind of like those pumpkin card faces, and so I'm going to use that as the biggest, I guess, layer, if you want to call it, of the layout. And then I'm going to fill in all the different spaces with the other pattern paper. I did have a couple sheets of 12 by 12s left from this collection. I have done a couple layouts recently with this, but it's been in my stash for a while. It's kind of lasting a long time. So I'm going to fiddle with the layers for a while. I really like that orange spider one, so I'm just trimming that up so I can use it in, I think, 2 places, or, oh, I'm not sure why I was measuring this. I guess I felt like I needed the exact same size for different places. I don't necessarily do a lot of measuring, but this time I did do a decent amount. I guess I needed more. Oh, I just wanted that same length. That's why I did that. I wanted to look like I had a bigger piece of paper, so I put on the top and bottom. I couldn't remember why I did that. So here I'm just looking at the stickers. I'm going to choose a couple different stickers to put on the layout, and I'm going to use my powder tool. Sorry, I'm a little off screen there, but it's the EK Success powder tool. Oh, there you go. And it just puts a little bit of baby powder on the back of the sticker so they're no longer sticky. And I'm somewhat of an indecisive scrapbooker, if you haven't already noticed from my videos. And I like to use that a lot if I'm not quite sure if I'm going to put it where I have it. And if I want to move it, then that way it doesn't stick to the page. And I have to admit, probably, I don't know, 8 out of 10 times, wherever I put it the first time is where I keep it, and I don't necessarily move it. So I think the powder tool just makes me feel better, but it really probably doesn't do much because I end up keeping it where I first put it a lot of times. So here are some of the things that I have in my stash. These are just from a little die cut pack I think I got from Michael's. It might have been a Recollections brand. I didn't keep the packaging. I just used these little containers from Stampin' Up! That used to hold their wood stamps, and they're perfect for holding the embellishments. So they had them on clearance for a while back. I'm not sure if they carry them anymore, but they had them on clearance, and I bought a ton of them. So I have little ones and big ones, and they are absolutely perfect, and they fit really well in my different storage areas and on my Rascog when I take it to scrapbooking things. So those are really nice, and they have a pretty good snapping lid. They stay pretty closed. So here are some old Stampin' Up! Buttons that I'm using, and I really like these colors. They're kind of a jewelish, bright colored tone. I'm going to add these to layout, and I'm going to end up threading them with twine. I don't typically use buttons unless I thread them. I feel like they just look naked without being threaded, so you're going to see me a little bit later using a black and white twine to thread these. So I'm just kind of scattering throughout the layout. So I have about 3 embellishment clusters on this layout. There's going to be the one where I put the banner in the top left. I'm going to put that one where the spooky sticker is in the bottomish right, and then I have that top right where that green button is right now. So here I'm just picking through some of my other die cuts. These are just miscellaneous die cuts, either from kits that I didn't use or from die cut packs that I had, or all kinds of just randomness in these bins here. And I end up, I think, only using a few pieces from here. I use a little banner that's going to go by that top green button. It's going to be orange and just going to match the layout pretty well. And I don't remember what collections these came in. Like I said, it's kind of a bit of a randomness. I try to go through these quite often because I have a lot left over, and I try not to hoard too much, but I am kind of a hoarder. So I'm going to use that little square. I think it says noted or documented. I can't quite remember. And then I have that orange banner type piece that I'm going to put up there. I'm just going to stick down. So here I'm trying to put that orange tab in again. I try to put it in the upper left, and then I'm trying to put in the bottom. I just can't seem to find a good spot. And I'm going to try these sequins, but they're not going to work either. So I'm just going to keep on searching for things to put on the layout. And now I'm going to start gluing some stuff down. And I'm going to put that tab there, and I'm going to trim off the top just so it looks a little better on the top there. And then here's where I'm going to thread those buttons with the twine. If you ever have problems threading the buttons or threading something with the twine, what you can do is put a little bit of glue on the end of the twine and kind of twist it and make kind of a needle with it. But yeah, using that glue really helps that twine to become kind of a needle-like, and then it really threads better. And then you don't have to try to use a needle because the twine is a bit thick, so you have to have a pretty big eye on your needle in order to get the twine through. So that glue trick works really well, especially if you have a smaller hole in your button. So here I'm just going to glue everything down. I'm going to tuck that little banner behind the button a little bit, and the buttons I put on using some glue dots. And then here I'm going to start committing to the paper layers and start gluing everything down with my HEG gun. And then usually what I do is I try to glue from the topmost layer back, and then that way everything glues nicely and I can kind of keep everything where it was. I tend to like it the way it is when I first lay it down, so I don't like to move it too much. Sometimes I take a picture of things if I have my camera nearby, and sometimes I don't, but I try to because I'm really bad at remembering where everything went. So I try to take a picture of it or try to keep everything in its spot while I'm gluing it down, and just add a little adhesive. And here I'm going back to add a little extra adhesive in the places that didn't quite get down quite well enough. And then I'm going to put the embellishment clusters up in the top left. I'm going to glue that banner down, and then I'm going to start adding the other items. And then I have those buttons, like I said, and then I forgot to mention I did put a piece of flare up there in the top left. That's just flare that's from my stash, and I just can't keep all my flare together. And I'm just going to tie bows in all of these little buttons. And like I said, I'm going to glue these down with glue dots. That seems to work the best for adhering these buttons to keep them to stay without them popping off. So while I'm gluing those down, I just want to say thank you guys for joining me, and thank you guys for subscribing, and I hope you're having a good time looking at my videos. If you have any comments or questions or suggestions, please let me know. If you have questions about the items that I use, maybe I didn't mention a particular brand of something or something like that, just let me know. And a lot of times I should be able to find it. I don't keep all of the details about the layout, but a lot of times I have a good enough idea of where I got the product or what brand it is that I should be able to get back with you. So please let me know. If you have any suggestions for how to better see these layouts, or how better for me to film it, or something else you would like to see me videotape, please let me know. If there's anything specific, if you want to see card making or you want to see more mixed media, let me know. I kind of do what just kind of I'm excited about. So if there's anything specific that you want to see, let me know, and I will see if that's something I can put into my channel. So here I'm just going to trim off that excess piece of paper with my craft knife, and I love my Martha Stewart craft knife. I can't remember if I talked about it before, but I got it from Michael's, and it just works really well. It feels really nice in my hands. I used to have a retractable cutter bee X-Acto knife, but I didn't like the weight of it. It was kind of light and it just felt flimsy in my hand. It was kind of an aluminum body. This just has a better grip and a body to it, a little bit more weight, and it just feels better in my hands. A better grip, more comfortable. So I highly recommend the Martha Stewart craft knife. And then I'm just inking all the edges of my background with this Prima chalk ink, just to kind of tie it all together. It already had that grungy kind of look to the paper, so I just added a little bit more. And now I'm not sure what I'm doing. I think I'm grabbing my stickers for my title. I'm going to add the title in here with these glitter green stickers, and it's going to say Boo Crew. I am not very good at titles, and a lot of times I don't put titles at all in my layout. A lot of times I have a lot of words with some of the stickers and things that I use, so I don't end up putting a lot of titles, and I just kind of let the stickers work, and then I add usually a little bit of journaling just to talk about the day. I'm not a heavy journaler. I try to at least get the date on, but that doesn't always work, so I try to go back and make sure before I put them in an album that they have the date. So here are some close-ups. Again, I just want to say thank you. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.